podcast friends! Welcome to our latest episode. This time we will discuss a topic that is very close to our daily lives, namely the development of e-money and its impact on social life.
That's right, Jova. It feels like we can live without e-money nowadays. Paying for transportation, online shopping, buying coffee, everything can be done with a scan or tap. But do you know how e-money first appeared and developed?
Well, to satisfy your curiosity, today we have two guests. They are Chelsea and Jasmine, who are 12th grade students from Seman 4 Cimahi. Hello Chelsea, hello Jasmine.
Hello everyone, I'm happy to be here.
Hello everyone, I'm happy to be here.
If we look back, e-money was actually introduced to the world in the late 1990s along with the development of the internet. The initial idea was simple. How could money be transferred without a physical proof, but still be legally valid?
In Indonesia, e-money was officially regulated in 2007 by Bank Indonesia. But according to many studies, the turning point was in the 2010. Why? Because at that time, smartphones were getting cheaper and the internet was becoming more accessible.
That's right. For example, since 2017, the use of e-money to pay for tools, commuter lines, and other transportation has forced people to adopt from that. Its use has become more widespread, even extending to small transactions such as paying for parking or buying fried snack on the side of the road.
So, if we draw a common thread from this history, it is clear that e-money is not just a trend, it is part of a financial transformation that is changing the way people interact. Therefore, our theme today is the development of e-money has had a significant impact on social life. This theme is important because we want to look not only at the technology, but also how it affects social relationships in society.
Before we discuss this further, I want to ask Chelsea, what actually is the difference between e-money and regular cash? The difference lies in the form and how it used. Cash is physical, you can hold it. Meanwhile, e-money is in the form of a digital balance store and a card or application. So, transactions are faster, no need to bother carrying paper money or looking for change.
Yes, it is very practical. But from your experience, when do people usually start to feel that they really need e-money?
In my opinion, it is most noticeable when people start to frequently use public transportation or shop online. For example, when they first try to pay for tools or other food through an apps, people realize money is really important. From there, they usually become dependent on it.
If we are talking about when the impact became really noticeable, I'd say it was since the COVID-19 pandemic. Everyone was forced to use digital process. So, Chelsea, why do you think e-money was seen as a lifesaver back then? Because e-money lets people keep doing transactions without physical contact. Shopping, ordering food, even transferring money. All you need is your phone, so it's clearly efficient and safe. But if you look at the other side, it was precisely at that moment that many people become more consumptive because online shopping was so easy.
I agree. Let's come to think of it. Who benefits the most from the development of e-money?
In my opinion, it's currently young people and office workers. But on the other hand, older people or those who are technological challenged find it difficult. This also becomes a social problem because it creates a gap between those who can access technology and to those who cannot.
Interesting. So, where is the impact most noticeable in everyday social life? In public space, for example, on public transportation. Now, people don't need to have long conversation with officers. They just tap their card. It's efficient. But social interaction is reduced. We become more individualistic.
That's true. So, e-money can speed up life, but it makes us thoughtless. In that case, how can we ensure that this technology continues to be beneficial without damaging any social interactions?
I think there's need to be a balance. Financial literacy is important, but so is digital literacy. We need to be aware that technology is just a tool. Human interaction must still be maintained. We must let everything go digital and forget how to communicate directly.
From this discussion, it is very clear that the development of e-money has two sides. On the one hand, it makes life easier, increases inclusion, and improves efficiency.
But on the other hand, there are risks of excessive consumption, digital divide, and even a decline in social interaction. So the key lies with the user how we utilize the money wisely without losing the social value in our daily lives.
Wow, thank you to Jasmine and Chelsea for sharing your insight. You're welcome. It was nice to join the discussion.
Thank you. I hope this conversation was useful.
Alright, podcast friends, that was our discussion about the development of e-money and its impact on social life. Hopefully, it adds to your knowledge and make us wiser in using technology.
See you in the next episode from Regards from us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye!